Hey, what's up guys? GameBot 2000 here. Man, does it feel so good to be back from vacation. In case you missed it, I took a 2-day vacation at Universal Orlando Resort, and it was an awesome time. I had fun going back there after 6 years. But for this video, we will mainly be focusing on a specific part of Universal, and it's Epic Universe. And what is that one place in Epic Universe I went to the whole day? That's right, Super Nintendo World! As a longtime Mario fan, it was my dream to come to Super Nintendo World and experience what it's like to explore in the Mushroom Kingdom. And thanks to my loving parents, my dream had come true. I'll be showing you guys some pictures and videos that both me and my parents have taken along the way, so you can see what the experience was like for me. So with that said, let's get into it. It all started on the Christmas day of 2025. I got a lot of cool gifts that day, but the biggest gift of all was a trip to Universal! But we had to wait until February 8th to make our trip to Orlando. And on that day, we were finally ready to leave. And we get to take in some pretty sights in the car and stop for some food along the way.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
It was quite a long ride, but it was worth it. Eventually, we had arrived at a rather cool looking hotel to stay for a few days. As you can see, I was being nothing but calm throughout the whole trip.
We're here in Orlando, baby! Woo!
See? Told ya! And let me tell ya, the room we got looked very nice and cozy. I loved the modern aesthetic of it all, and the entire room honestly reminds me of an apartment room that you see on TV. We didn't do a whole lot besides eating dinner, a little grocery shopping, and watching the Winter Olympics on TV. And that was mainly because we had just arrived at the hotel after a 6-hour drive. You know how it is. The next day, we were ready to go to Epic Universe. Seriously, you guys had no idea how excited I was to finally go to Super Nintendo World for the first time. I even dressed appropriately for the occasion. In no time flat, we had finally arrived. There were like a bunch of people roaming around the park, especially Super Nintendo World. But I can't really complain because Epic Universe is still pretty new. After getting my own Mario power-up band, we stood in front of the gate before us. Here it is, guys. The moment we step through that gate, the journey through the Mushroom Kingdom begins. We then step through the warp pipe and begin our mushroom-filled journey. Look here. We're finally at the Mushroom Kingdom. Oh, this is gonna be wonderful. Being in Super Nintendo World is literally like being inside a video game world. So when there's something you can interact with, I go to them right away. Alright, our first block. Here I go. Not only did I grab coins from boxes, but I also discovered some secrets as well. Alright, there's one of those secrets here. Look at that. Everywhere I went, no matter the angle, no matter where I stood, everything in that place looked amazing. It made me wish I could stay there. As I kept moving forward, I decided to grab some key tokens so I would be able to get to Bowser Jr. But that encounter didn't come until later. After exploring underground and completing some challenges, and after waiting for the delay to be over, we went to Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. Here it is, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. And whoa, that's the big bad Bowser! Roar! You continue to feel immersed in Super Nintendo World when you get to see what it's like to be inside Bowser's castle. I mean, look at all this! It looks pretty epic, don't you think? Kinda makes waiting in line worth it. Speaking of, the lines at Super Nintendo World, especially Epic Universe itself, were very long. Like, I'm not even joking. The rides there had an estimated waiting time of 2 hours or less. But again, I can't really complain because again, Epic Universe is still recent. Just thought I'd repeat my point. Eventually, we made it to our carts and the race had begun. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge is pretty much one of those augmented reality rides where you need to wear one of those goggles in order to make the ride feel more effective. When I put them on, there were a bunch of friends and foes racing everywhere, and I tried so hard to be careful not throwing Koopa shells at my team. Despite the frantic events, Team Mario won in the end, which was the team I was in. Not gonna lie, all of that car riding and shell throwing made me hungry, so we decided to head on out and eat at Toadstool Cafe.
Oh, I don't know about going to but I'm feeling kind of hungry.
You guys have no idea how curious I was to try the food there. And they were delicious. There's the Mario Burger, and there's the Luigi burger, but neither of them were my order. What I did order though was the Super Mushroom Pizza Bowl. As the #1 pizza lover, I had to give it a try, and holy crap, it was so good! Maybe I wish I could replicate it and have some more at home. And to this day, I still wish to have more. Anyway, after we had our fill, we decided to explore around some more and see what we could do. I mean, there were a bunch of activities you could do in Super Nintendo World. And I mean a bunch! Soon, with enough key tokens in my possession, it was time that I face off against Bowser Jr. and take back the golden mushroom that he stole from Princess Peach.
Oh, here's a little bread. Bring it on.
It was a fun time for sure, although the shadow play mechanic was pretty finicky for me. But all in all, Bowser Jr. got what he deserved, and Peach got the golden mushroom back. After all that excitement, we decided to wind down, relax, and go to the Yoshi's Adventure Ride.
Ah, mamma mia. This takes me back to when I was a little bambino. Woohoo!
It was pretty nice and chill, and we get to see the nice view of Super Nintendo World before getting to see some characters such as Kamek, Poochie, and Captain Toad. With that ride done and over with, we decided to go for a quick shift to the jungle.
Alright, looks like we have DK Island here. Looks like it's on like Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong Country was an awesome place to visit. While I was collecting the Kong letters, we were going to try out Minecart Madness, but as we found out that there was a 2-hour wait, we decided to come back later. Not knowing what else to do, after doing some more small activities, we decided to leave Super Nintendo World for a bit and take a visit to the How to Train Your Dragon universe. It was pretty cool. Took in some nice view and saw some dragons fighting over fish. We were going to try one of the rides there, but they were also a 2-hour long wait. So, because I wanted to take a picture with Mario and Luigi so badly, we went back to Super Nintendo World to do some more activities to pass the time, like Goomba's Crazy Crank, Piranha Plant Nap Mishap, and Koopa Troopa Power Punch. To wait a little longer for the line to Mario and Luigi to open up, we decided to treat ourselves to Yoshi's Snack Island. What I got myself was the apple melon smoothie. It was quite delicious, by the way. Didn't think that apple and melon would make a good flavor together. And then, after waiting in line for almost an hour, the Mario Brothers had finally arrived. And guess what? I get to finally meet them! This was one of the best moments of my entire life. You couldn't hear it in that video, but I was doing my impressions of the bros, you know how they sound, and they loved it. I could tell that they did. And that moment where I danced with Luigi, I absolutely love it. Makes me want to draw that at some point. And with that finally out of the way, we went back to Donkey Kong Country to ride Minecart Madness. The ice cream there was delicious, by the way. The line there was longer than I thought. Even longer than Yoshi's Adventure and Mario Kart. But we still got to see some cool stuff in that temple. Oh.
I get the reference.
And not to mention Cranky Kong yapping about.
What might have there? You're always so cranky. You're always so cranky. You're always so cranky.
Fun fact, there was a QR code near Cranky on the wall. And when I scanned it, it took me to the Japanese Universal website, which gave me this video of Cranky's message. The ride itself was awesome, especially since it was one of those old-fashioned roller coasters that give the adrenaline and excitement. A very cool way to end off the day with a bang, I must say. As we walked out of the ride, the entirety of Super Nintendo World looked gorgeous at night. It got me taking more pictures of almost every view. Unfortunately, it was time that we had to go back to the hotel. We went through a warp pipe back to the main lobby, bought some merch, took a gander at this pretty Mario fountain, and took our leave. I really wish I could stay there, but I couldn't. But oh well, all's good, and there's always next time. Anyway, I got me some sweet souvenirs on our way back. Most of that merchandise, by the way, costed me over $100. My wallet was screaming in pain and agony. Can you imagine? I most definitely can. And that about does it for my experience at Super Nintendo World. If you're still here, then here's a little bonus segment. On day 2, we went to Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. And what better way to start it than noticing a Super Nintendo World merchandise store with some recognizable characters on the walls. Gotta show some love and support for Daisy and Toad. Compared to the last day with Epic Universe, our trip through Universal at this day was a little more chill, because there weren't as many people roaming around. It was a pretty standard trip, but fun altogether. We went to the Spider-Man ride at the Marvel Island and... okay. Bird pictures. Anyway, the ride was just as fun as I remembered. And what's cool is that their merch store is up to date, given that it has this cool statue based on Spider-Man No Way Home, which is still one of the best Spider-Man films to date, by the way. Birds. More birds. Can we stop with the birds now? Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a good photo. Yeah, love those pretzels. Before going further, we had some good food to eat at Cafe 4 and on the go. Went through Toon Island, just as wacky and, well, cartoony as I remembered, and stopped at the Kong ride. Fun fact, the last time I went there, I was absolutely scared for no reason, given how creepy the place was, waiting in line, being afraid of getting jump scared. But all I was doing was being scared for nothing. Nowadays, I was pretty chill throughout the entire line. Can't really say I blame the others who were creeped out by the place though. Not even the crying kids. After the ride was finished, we went through Jurassic Park and, hi Birdie. Moving along. There was a ride I'd never went on before, which was the Jurassic World Velocicoaster. That ride was wild, by the way. I was afraid I would lose my glasses throughout the entire ride. Anyway, we got off that ride and went to the Harry Potter world and... yes, I see the bird. How many more birds are we going to see around here? As we stepped foot into Hogsmeade, we found out that the train to Universal Studios was closed, so we decided to go around and on our way to the main plaza. Aww, look at this cute little squirrel. Finally, an animal picture that isn't a... There really wasn't much to do while walking through Islands of Adventure, so we took the moment to look around and appreciate the cool architecture that surrounded us. Look at me styling. I like this photo. We then had enough of Islands of Adventure and went to Universal Studios next. Before that though, we had to get a photo of the Universal logo. I mean, it would have been a missed opportunity if we didn't. And then we went to Studios. As we were walking, we noticed there was a Mardi Gras parade going about, and we saw some pretty cool people walking by. Now, we didn't do much at Studios compared to Islands. I mean, all we did was go to the Transformers and Fast and Furious rides. And we found out after that we were losing some steam. So as the sky turned darker, we decided to eat some grub and dessert, and then head on back to the hotel. The trip was fun while it lasted for sure. And hey, I got me this sick Spider-Man shirt. Okay guys, so I remember hearing back then that power-up bands from Super Nintendo World can work as amiibo for your Switch console. So I have my power-up band right here. Let's see if it'll actually work. It actually works! And that does it for my 2-day vacation at Universal Orlando. Overall, I had an amazing time there. And I hope to come back again, especially with some friends. And who knows? Maybe I'll continue my progress in Super Nintendo World and collect all that I had missed. But for now, I'm glad that I'm back in the comfort of my own home. And I will cherish the memories that were made on that journey. Best Christmas gift ever! With all that said, that's it for this video. I'm GameBot. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and take care.